We're having a garlic harvest this morning, but first I wanted to show you what is unharvested. But the way we know that they're ready to harvest is that the bent over, what do we call the scape? The bent over scapes.
Yeah.
They get curled over and then they gradually uncurl and they start to stick up like that. And here are two of them and demonstrating that.
They're dead ripe.
The way that happens. They're dead ripe when they do that, but we're still taking them all out because it's going to rain today, we think, and they can't be allowed to get wet at this point. That'll mess them up. So here you can see how Meade is pulling them out of the ground and stripping off the outer layer as a way of cleaning them, because you don't want to wash them. If you wash them, they'll absorb some water, and that's not good. The whole idea is not to let them get wet at this point, right?
Yeah.
Did I summarize that properly?
Copyrighted quick clean method where pull it out of the ground, pull the outer leaves off, leave the roots on, boom, done.
Right, so you see he is showing you his patented method, but patent would be the right legal concept.
Oh, okay.
And I said we. See, I'm helping, I'm filming, and I'm also giving some legal analysis.
I need legal.
So I used the tag law on this post.
All garlic farmers need plenty of legal advice.
Law and garlic. Do you think that could be a seminar? You know, law professors have these law and courses,
Set up, yeah. But you want to take
compost
as few wrapper leaves as possible. Ideally, you leave 5 nice green leaves on top. So here's the scape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's plenty.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll hang upside down in a cool, dry place indoors, and then they'll cure for 3 or 4 weeks, and then they'll be either ready for market or ready to store.
Now, some people might think that those are kind of small.
Smaller is better when it comes to garlic, because smaller is more concentrated flavor, and they also the smaller heads store longer. So Ophiosclerotin does not store well to begin with. It's not really a keeper, but it's the best. It's 10 times more flavorful than the soft-neck garlic. A little bit harder to grow.
Say the name of it again.
Ophiosclerotin. Allium Ophiosclerotin. Google it.
Okay. We'll put some links up on this. Now, somebody said in one of the posts that I did recently that you should have cut the little tops off, those little bulbils.
Bulbils, yeah.
And that would have made them larger.
That's probably true. It would be a little bit larger, not significantly larger, but and the thing is, if you're growing for market, you do want larger. I mean, consumers just don't realize most consumers will pick the larger over the smaller.
You think commercial ones are sometimes grown extra large, and they're really actually not that good?
And they're not. You can do a taste test, and you see that these little smaller Ophio. But that's true.
That's true of a lot of things like strawberries.
Yeah,
a lot of things that are tastier when they're tiny.
Right. Wild blueberries have more flavor than, and it's the flavor that has the nutrients.
So a lot of times with vegetables, the darker colored ones have better nutrients. Is it all? There's also some reason why.
Cut. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready
this
for
whole
a
thing
taste?
is.
Oh.
What, you tell me to cut?
Yeah.
Or you tell me to turn it on?
I'm telling you to get ready to turn it on.
Okay. Well, it's been on the whole time, so.
Okay. Well.
We will edit
it. I want you to get a whole minute.
Well, I'll edit it. Hello. How are you doing?
Good. Okay.
Do you have some garlic? Here.
Want some garlic?
Cool.
Maybe when you come back, maybe you don't want to.
No, well, I love garlic.
Just out of the ground, yeah.
It's related to the way some smaller things like strawberries have more flavor.
Strawberries, especially berries, like blueberries, smaller blueberries have more flavor.
But people are more likely to pick the nice big ones that look pretty, but they're actually not. They have a kind of more water and woodiness to them.
And and
Puppy.
apples, as you know, some of the most flavorful apples are really small. Wow, a lot of flavor. And that's been one of our themes of Meadhouse for a couple of years is less, more with less.
Mm-hmm.
More flavor, fewer calories. More taste, less filling.
Right, I think there's an idea for a diet that would be to have very intensely flavored foods and eat fairly small portions of them.
Yeah.
And maybe the reason people overeat and eat large portions is they're eating pretty bland foods.
Right.
And that if we could develop a taste or get us into a taste zone where we were eating intense things, we wouldn't really want to eat so much of it.
Right. Eat less, enjoy it more, eat slowly.
It seems like in the history of cooking, there's been a tendency to want to make things in a form where you actually will want to eat a lot of them. Like if people were starving, they needed to just pack up a lot of calories, you might want to make this easy to eat in large quantities. But since we don't need that anymore, we ought to refocus our tastes maybe toward tiny garlic and with intense flavor and things like that.
Yeah,
And
little
little
garlic is really
dark green things.
fattening food to begin
At some point it becomes too medicinal, I think. Food as medicine, and I'm opposed to that. I have a tag for that, food as medicine.
Yeah. And I understand your opposition to it, but look, food does have, some foods do have healthful properties. There's no way around it. And a lot of medicine comes from plants that are also food. So why not? If that's something that's useful, why not get medicinal benefits from food that you like to eat? And garlic is a perfect example of that.
What's the medicinal benefit of garlic?
Well, I think there are a lot of different claims, but I think the biggest one is that it thins the blood. It has slight but significant antiviral properties, believe it or not. Also antibacterial properties. Supposed to be have the strength of, like a clove of garlic has the strength of 1/100th of a dose of penicillin. So, you wouldn't, if you got some disease, you wouldn't use it instead of penicillin. But, and that I think is what you are mainly opposed to, and I agree with you there. But,
No, I'm not. I'm opposed not only to people thinking they can cure disease with food. Like I know somebody that had after she was in the hospital with cancer and dying, they discovered her house was full of cans of asparagus. She somehow thought she could cure cancer with asparagus, and there's all kinds of things like that. But the food as medicine problem that I've been particularly interested in is just like replacing the pleasure and the beauty of eating food with an idea that it's all medicine, that everything is for your health. It's not the it's not the pleasure and the basic instinct of eating and enjoying food. Everything becomes medicine.
yeah.
People can be like that about reading, about sex, about all kinds of things. Instead of enjoying life and just going toward things that you instinctively love and feel drawn to, you have to replace it. It's sort of puritanical. In other words, we're doing this not for pleasure, but we're doing it. It's a kind of a miserable duty, and so we're eating these nasty little vegetables and thinking about living forever. In this hell of medicine consumption.
Right, and there are plenty of examples of people who develop a sort of superior attitude because of their diet. They feel that their diet makes them somehow cleaner and healthier and morally better. you know, I mean, there's some grains of truth to that. I think
Yeah.
a lot of vegetarians are concerned with, you know, they don't want to be part of what they consider causing animals to suffer. You know.
Yeah.
So they just opt out of
Yeah.
eating altogether.
At some point, you can get a big kick out of that, out of your own purity and goodness, and you know you can revel in that. The worst thing is when you're trying to get other people to take their medicine, and what you're getting off on being the doser. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I should start serving my pancakes to you in the morning as medicine. Give your dose. Now take your second dose.
So when you serve me, as you say, pancakes every morning, and you know this is being recorded, you bring me my pancakes every morning. What is your thought of what you're doing there? Are you dosing me with medicine or what?
No, it's completely hedonistic.
Completely hedonistic. That's right. That's what I think it should be.
I know that's what you like. I like to
So that
make you happy.
you just creating that impression as sort of like the sugar that makes the medicine go down, and it really is medicine, or what? I want.
Food. It is good food.
It is good
Egg,
food. Someday we'll.
milk, you know, a little butter, a little maple syrup. It's all good stuff. But mainly you enjoy it. It makes you happy. So it's my philosophy.
Now that's what.
of being a good husband is to do things that protect your wife and family, and make your wife give pleasure to your wife.
You hear that, husbands and future husbands? That's the philosophy of Meade. I keep trying to get him to blog about this and to bring the goodness of Meade to the world, but I do what I can to purvey shreds of it when he lets me. Are you going to let me put this video up?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Right here in the front yard of Addison, Wisconsin. I hope I don't need a permit for growing.
Well, you know, there's that woman in Michigan.
In a lot of trouble.
There's a woman in Michigan who they're saying will have to go to jail if she doesn't comply with the order to remove her, I guess it's tomato garden. They look like little raised tomato beds that take up her whole front yard. I can kind of see why the neighbors don't like it, but maybe our neighbors don't like the garlic in the front
Maybe
yard.
they don't. Well, all they have to do is come over and say so to me, and I'll do what I can.
Give them some garlic.
Feeling in this neighborhood, nobody's going to complain.
They're not
Well,
complainers
unless
here.
it's perceived as being,
I see some crabgrass.
unless it's being perceived as being right-wing.
Well, do you think garlic is right wing?
Oh, hell yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's strong. It's independent. It's been around for a long time.
It's traditional.
Not namby-pamby. It's not. Oh, let's be a group project. Look at them standing here, proud and tall and independent
You think they seem individualistic?
and free.
Strong and free?
Yeah.
Rooted?
And they would, you know, if they were people,
Mm-hmm.
which of course they're not, but if they were people, I think they represent a kind of a. We are individuals who will defend our liberties and our rights against any repressive entity, including government.
So,
The way the tops make bulbils, they reproduce really freely, and
oh,
they
that's
also
right wing.
reproduce asexually. Is that right wing to be asexual?
I don't know if you want to associate your political persuasion with everything about garlic. You might maybe you would like to have a garlic blog. Yeah, you did a potato blog. Seems like you're more of a garlic philosopher.
I'm not a very good blogger. I'm
So if you just let me document your moments, it can be all about Meade. You know, for some people, it's all about me. For me, it's all about Meade.